You're sitting there across the table. The interviewer looks at you and says, "Tell me about yourself." And your brain just stops.
Not because you don't know the answer.
Right. You know the answer. You've lived the answer. But the English words, they just disappear like someone turned off a switch.
And your hands. Did your hands do something weird?
I kept pressing them flat on my legs like that would help. It did not help.
The worst part, you prepared. You actually prepared. You practiced in the mirror, you had the sentences ready, but the moment it's real, everything is gone.
I had notes, actual physical notes folded in my pocket, completely useless.
And someone is sitting there, waiting, deciding your future while you search for words.
That feeling, that specific feeling, that's what we're talking about today. 3 phrases, real ones, phrases that hiring managers actually notice, phrases that make you sound confident and human.
But here's the thing, it's not about your English level. It's about the right phrases at the right moment. Welcome back to English Momentum. Or if this is your first time here, good, you found the right place.
Yeah, pull up a chair. This is not a classroom. We don't do grammar rules here. We talk about English the way real professionals use it, at work, under pressure, when it actually matters.
We're not your teachers. I want to be clear about that. Think of us more like that colleague, the one who's been through the same things, made the same mistakes, and just want to tell you what actually helped.
That's exactly it. You're not just building your English, you're building your future. That's why we're here. Every week. So if this already feels like your kind of show, hit subscribe. Genuinely. Like the video too. It helps more people find us. People who need this.
And we're really glad you're here today, especially for this one.
All right, Leah, let's not wait. Because honestly, the person watching this right now, they might have an interview coming up soon. Okay, so can I ask you something? When you think about interviews, what's the one thing most people get wrong? Like, not grammar stuff, the other thing.
Honestly, I think people try to sound too perfect, too formal. They prepare every sentence, polish every word.
Right.
And then they walk in and they sound like a robot reading from somewhere inside their head.
Oh, wow, yes, that is exactly... Wait, that's actually really interesting because I always thought you need to sound super professional in an interview, like very serious, very correct.
There's a difference. Professional and robotic, those are not the same thing.
Say more. What do you mean?
A real professional sounds calm, thoughtful, like they've actually lived what they're saying, not like they memorized it at midnight.
So how do you get there?
That's the thing. It's actually one phrase that makes you sound confident and human at the same time.
Okay, I need to hear this.
Okay, so picture this. You're in the interview, things are going okay, and then they ask something you didn't expect. What's your biggest weakness? Or where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh, that question.
And your brain panics. So you say, "That's a great question."
I said this in every interview, every single one. I thought it sounded smart.
And I love you if you do this. I really do. But please stop saying that's a great question. Interviewers hear it 30 times a day. It's like it tells them you weren't ready, that you needed a second to recover.
It's a recovery phrase, not a real answer.
Exactly. So here's what you say instead. Let me think about that for a moment.
That's it?
That's it. It's honest, it's calm, it buys you 3, maybe 5 seconds, and it shows you actually think before you speak. That's a good thing in any job.
Okay, can I try it? Like, pretend you're asking me something.
Sure. What motivates you at work?
Let me think about that for a moment. Yeah, what really drives me is seeing something messy become organized, watching a project go from chaos to finished.
That sounded so much more real, more human.
And nobody judged me for that 1 second of thinking?
Nobody. They want you to think. That's number one.
Wait, but what if you really need more time, like more than just a few seconds? Okay, but what about when you really don't know? Like the interviewer asks something technical and you actually have no idea. Not need a second to think, no idea. Actually, I have no idea.
Oh, this is one of my favorites because this happens to everyone, and most people handle it terribly.
What do they do?
2 things. They either make something up, which interviewers can smell immediately, by the way, or they just go completely silent. Both feel awful.
Both are awful. I've done both.
So here's the phrase. I haven't dealt with that specific situation, but here's how I'd approach it.
Okay, that's interesting.
It's honest, no fake experience, but it shows you can think, that you solve problems. That's what they actually want to see.
Can I try this one too?
Go ahead.
Okay, ask me something I probably haven't done.
Have you managed a cross-functional team before?
I haven't led one formally, but here's how I'd approach it. I'd start by mapping each team's goals, then find where they overlap, build from there.
See? That answer shows more capability than fumbling through a fake story.
So it saves you when you don't have the experience yet, which is a lot of us, right?
So many of us. That's number 2. 2 down. And 3...
Yeah?
3 is the one I personally think changes everything.
Okay, let me just make sure I'm tracking. We've got phrase 1, don't say, that's a great question. Say, let me think about that for a moment.
Right.
And phrase 2, when you don't know something, I haven't dealt with that specific situation, but here's how I'd approach it.
2 phrases. Any interview, any industry. They both work.
Good. Okay, good. Because can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
While we've been talking, I keep thinking about a specific person. You know who I mean? The one who works in IT or accounting or logistics, something technical, something real. They're excellent at their job, like genuinely excellent. Their manager knows it, their team knows it, but the moment they sit in that interview room, their brain just, like everything they know just, where does it go?
It goes somewhere, just not somewhere useful.
Right. And it's not because they're not smart. It's not because they don't know their work.
No, the competence is there. The English confidence is not. Those are 2 completely different things.
That's exactly it. 2 different things.
You know, I worked with a hiring manager once. This was at a multinational, Singapore office, and she told me something that completely changed how I think about interviews.
What did she say?
She said, I don't need perfect English. I need to feel like this person can communicate when things go wrong.
Wait, seriously? That was it?
That was it. Not grammar, not vocabulary. Just, can you think and talk at the same time when you're nervous?
That's such a different way to look at it. Like she wasn't testing English, she was testing pressure.
Exactly that. And honestly, most good interviewers are. They want to see what happens when you don't have the perfect answer ready.
So everything we're talking about today, it's really just thinking and talking under pressure in English.
Yes, that's the whole thing. Because we think in our native language first, right? That translation step, that's where the freeze happens.
So phrase 3?
Phrase 3 is the best example of this because it teaches you to think out loud in English, which is, honestly, one of the hardest things to do.
Can I say something? Something I really wish someone had told me when I was job hunting?
Please.
You are not behind. You are not less. The person interviewing in their first language, they don't have an advantage. They just have a different challenge.
What do you mean?
Your challenge is language confidence. They might be overconfident, saying too much, not knowing when to stop talking, rambling for 4 minutes when nobody asked. At least that's what Leah tells me I do.
I was going to say absolutely nothing, but yes, that is completely true.
See? Different challenges. Not bigger or smaller, just different.
I love that framing.
And the phrases we're talking about, they're not tricks. They're not ways to hide something. They're tools. The people who use them, they sound like they've actually thought, like they mean what they say.
Which is exactly what every interviewer wants to see. Someone who thinks before they speak.
Exactly that.
And the third phrase, I want to set this up properly because it works a little differently than the first 2.
Differently how?
You'll see. It's worth the setup. Can I tell you something embarrassing?
Always.
I mean, genuinely embarrassing. Like, I still think about this.
Now I really need to hear it.
I was interviewing for a coordinator role. International NGO, Zurich, high pressure, very formal environment. And the interviewer asked, can you tell me about a time you disagreed with your manager?
Oh, that question.
I had examples, 3 of them, but I froze. Not because I didn't know the answer, because I couldn't find the English structure to talk about disagreement without sounding disrespectful. How do you say, my manager was wrong, and still sound professional?
Yeah, that's a hard one in any language.
And I just sat there. I timed it later. 40 seconds. 40! My hands were flat on the table. I could feel myself smiling, just smiling, nervously, at nothing.
40 seconds is an eternity in an interview room.
She picked up her pen, the interviewer. She literally picked up her pen like she was already writing something down.
No, what did you do?
I said, and this was an accident, I promise, I want to answer this carefully because I think how you disagree matters more than the disagreement itself. And she put the pen down.
Wait, that worked?
I got the job.
Leah.
But I didn't have that phrase ready. It came out under pressure, by accident. Imagine if I had actually practiced something like that.
Okay, mine is worse. I promise you, mine is worse.
I don't believe you.
No, genuinely. I was interviewing for a customer success role, tech startup, London, my first real professional English interview. Before that, every job I had was casual, informal. Nobody cared how you spoke.
Okay.
So they asked me, how would you describe your communication style? And I thought, okay, be real, be relatable, show them your personality.
Oh no.
I said, honestly, I'd just like to keep things chill. I hate drama, you know? I just want everyone to vibe. I used the word vibe in a job interview.
Jordan, no.
She was so composed, very formal, very still. She just looked at me and said, can you expand on that? And I said, sure, I just want to make sure the team energy is good.
The team energy.
I did not get that job. I absolutely did not get that job. And here's the thing, my answer was actually fine. My communication style is collaborative. It is positive. But the way I said it, I sounded like I was interviewing for a beach volleyball team.
Register. That's the word. You had the right idea, completely wrong register.
So, phrase 3, it's actually about register. That's why you wanted to set it up differently.
Exactly that, yes. Okay, so register, like Jordan said. This phrase is professional, it's structured, and it shows the interviewer something specific, that you organize your thinking before you open your mouth.
Okay, what is it?
From my experience, I found that the most effective approach is to...
That's the phrase?
That's the opening. You finish it with your own words. But look at what it does. From my experience, that's credibility. You've lived something real. I've found that's a conclusion. You've thought about this. The most effective approach is to, now they're waiting to hear your thoughts.
Oh, it does a lot of work.
It does 3 jobs in 1 sentence. Try it. Same question as before, your communication style.
Okay, from my experience, I found that the most effective approach is to communicate directly, but check in frequently, so the team always knows where things stand.
That is a completely different person from the one who said vibe.
Right? I sound like I've actually managed things, and I used simple words, my own words.
The phrase gave you the structure. Your experience filled it. That's the whole point.
That sounds like someone you'd actually want to hire. Okay, I want to play a game.
A game?
Interview nightmare scenarios. Which is worse? Round 1. You forget the interviewer's name halfway through, or you pronounce the company name wrong.
Oh, company name. Definitely the company. It's the thing they love most. You mispronounce that, they feel it.
See, I'd say forgetting the name, because then you're inventing a pronoun situation. So, you, as you mentioned...
You're just pointing at them.
Exactly. Round 2, you say, I don't know to a technical question, or you make up an answer and it completely falls apart.
Make up an answer. Always worse. Every single time.
See, I'd rather make something up.
Jordan.
And just be confident about it.
That is exactly how you lose credibility in 30 seconds.
Okay, fair.
Just say, I haven't dealt with that, but here's how I'd approach it. We literally just covered this.
Right. Okay, round 3. You start talking and can't stop, or you answer in one word and go completely silent.
Oh, this one is hard.
And we want to hear from you. Which one is more you? Tell us in the comments. Seriously, we read them.
Can I tell you something? Something I've never actually heard explained in an English class?
Yeah.
Every confident non-native professional, the ones who sound natural under pressure, they all do one thing without knowing they do it. They use what I call bridge phrases.
Bridge phrases. What does that mean?
A bridge phrase buys you thinking time, but here's the key. It makes you sound more professional, not less. So instead of, just silence or, you say, that's something I feel strongly about. And then you think.
Oh, so the phrase is doing two jobs at the same time.
Exactly. And all three phrases today, they're all bridge phrases. Let me think about that for a moment. Bridge. I haven't dealt with that, but here's how I'd approach it. Bridge. From my experience, I've found bridge.
That's like, I'm going to think about every pause I make differently now. Every single one.
This is the thing nobody teaches, but it's the difference, the real difference between sounding nervous and sounding thoughtful.
Same pause, a completely different impression.
Same pause, a completely different person. Okay, I need to say something. Something most people won't tell you about these phrases.
Uh-oh.
These phrases, if you use them too much in the same interview, they stop working.
Wait, how many is too many?
More than once, each. If you say, let me think about that for a moment 3 times in one interview, the interviewer stops hearing confidence. They start hearing stalling. And then the phrase becomes a tell, like in poker.
So it goes from sounding prepared to sounding nervous again.
Exactly. The phrase is most powerful when it's rare, when you save it for the moment that it needs it.
That's such a specific thing. Nobody talks about that.
There's actually a concept for this, phrase fatigue. Experienced interviewers, people who talk to candidates every single week, they notice patterns, rehearsed patterns. Something starts to feel off. They can't always name it, but they feel it.
So the goal is the phrase just disappears into the conversation, like you've always spoken that way.
The best outcome is that nobody knows you learned this from a YouTube video. It just sounds like you.
Leah, we are a YouTube video.
Exactly my point.
So it's less about memorizing, more about internalizing.
That's the whole game. That's really the whole game.
Okay, but how do you actually do that? Internalize something? Like, what does that even look like?
So here's what I want you to do tonight. Take each phrase and write it 3 times. 3 different contexts, different questions, different industries, your actual job, your actual words. Like, think about what you do every day, then finish the phrase with that.
Can I try out loud?
Please.
Okay, finance analyst. From my experience, I've found that the most effective approach is to start every project with a risk mapping exercise.
Good. Keep going.
Customer service manager. From my experience, I've found that the most effective approach is to listen completely before I respond, because most misunderstandings happen from replying too fast.
Yes. One more.
IT support. From my experience, I found that the most effective approach is to ask one clarifying question first, because most of the time, the real problem isn't what they describe.
Same phrase, 3 completely different jobs, and it sounds natural in all of them because you filled it with real experience. Your experience.
So the phrase is like a coat hanger. You just put your own clothes on it.
I love that. That's exactly it. The hanger is the same. The clothes are yours.
Write it 3 times tonight. Different contexts. That's the whole practice.
Okay, so if I'm thinking about what we covered today, phrase 1, let me think about that for a moment. Phrase 2, I haven't dealt with that specific situation, but here's how I'd approach it. Phrase 3, from my experience, I found that the most effective approach is to, and then you finish it with your words, your experience.
3 bridge phrases, 3 tools.
And above all 3, use each one once. Internalize them. Make them yours, not mine, not Jordan, yours.
The coat hanger. Your clothes.
Exact. A moment of quiet. You know what I've realized? The interview isn't the hard part.
What do you mean?
The hard part is believing you deserve the seat. That's it. That's the real thing.
Yeah.
The English, you can practice. The phrases, you have them now. But that feeling of, do I actually belong here? That one takes longer.
Yeah, that's it. That's the whole thing, actually. Okay, we want to hear from you. Like, actually hear from you, not just a thumbs up.
Write something in the comments.
Here's the template. I work as a blank, and the interview phrase I've always struggled with is blank. Just fill it in. Be honest. Nobody judges here.
And if you want to go one step further, tell us which of the 3 phrases today you're going to use first. We read these. We genuinely do.
And if this conversation felt useful, subscribe to English Momentum. Leah and I make this every week. And we actually care whether the person watching this gets the job. That's not something we just say.
You're not just building your English, you're building your future.
And you deserve the seat. Remember that. Whoever is watching this right now, you deserve to be in that room.
Like the video too. It helps more people find us, people who need this conversation.
Okay, we mean it. Drop that comment. We'll be reading.
Oh, before we go, we made something for you, a free PDF. It's in the description right now.
All 3 bridge phrases, the 3 context practice template, and a short note on phrase fatigue, because you'll want to check that before your next interview.
No email required, no form to fill.
Just a PDF. Download it, use it. Good luck.
And, oh, one more thing. We had a whole conversation once about your first week at a new job in English. The phrases, the emails, how to speak to your manager early on. That one is worth watching too. It's on the channel.
Yeah, that one is really good, genuinely.
Both of you did well today. You and Biscuit, probably watching together.
Biscuit always watches.
Take care of yourselves.
Seriously, take care.
And go get that job.
You deserve the seat.